Hey everybody, how's it going? I know it's a little bit late, but wanted to finally upload this video of God, how do I Kongouyashamyouou, and the English name is just as complicated. It's Vajrayaska. I apologize for butchering the name, but it is the latest impossible added uh, to the series of quests that we take on in Monster Strike. This one's a little bit interesting as we have the following gimmicks here. Let's pull up the next slide. There are no hearts in this stage, so normally that means there will be a healing wall, healing panels. Not the case in this stage. Instead, we have this defense up zone, and interestingly, this is for our benefit, because if you end up in the defense up zone, your characters are the ones that get the defense up, and they cut down the damage to 10% of their normal strength, and that is enough for it to be nothing more than a tickle for your monsters. So do your best to try and end up inside of the defense up barriers, because again, that is your only way of mitigating damage, unless you bring along monsters that have some kind of recovery. But there are interesting gimmicks on top of that too, because as you can see on the next stage, there are these mini homing absorbers, and these mini homing absorbers are going to be the bane of your existence, because their purpose in the stage is to destroy the drones. They will be firing off these grenades and damaging our precious drones. Now, of course, what does that mean? If they destroy our drones, we don't have the defense up areas. We don't have the defense up areas, you're going to take damage. And since there's no healing unless you clear a stage, that's how trouble is spelled in this stage. Now, you may have also noticed that the drones themselves have a spiky cooldown number. Now, this first one is activating the defense up zone. However, the next time that counter expires, it's going to shrink the area of that defense up zone. What does that mean? Of course, that means less area to protect yourself from. Now, I mean, virtually as long as you're inside of this defense up zone, you don't have to worry about taking significant damage. And as you can see, all you have to do is touching it to be able to get its effect. As you can, that Tsukuyomi on the left, she looks mighty close to being outside of that zone, but it looks like it was good enough to get that. Whereas now we've kind of pushed Daki out of the area, and she's susceptible to damage, as you can see with that horizontal horizon laser there. But everybody else looking somewhat okay. But yeah, it's just a matter of, can you position yourself safely so that you can suitably tank the damage while dishing out the damage. Because again, if you take too long, that defense up zone is going to shrink, more opportunities to take major damage, and that could spell GG for this game. But the main gimmicks are, I mean, there are blocks on the stage, but the blocks are really there to help you from, inflicting unnecessary damage to the drones, or honestly taking advantage of it so you can keep your speed up while dishing out damage to the boss, like there. Again, you'd slow down less if you hit a block first. So, utilizing the blocks is actually a good thing for this stage, I believe, at least. Alright, so we got a glimpse into Vishnu. I think that was Vishnu. I know a lot of people were thinking maybe we would see him in the Izanami stages, but I guess it's here that we'll see him instead. But the the MO for this stage doesn't change at all. Basically, try and stay yourselves close into the defense up zone, which those bottom two is not doing so well, but that's alright. Keeping yourself in a flat motion like that tends to push yourself into the defense areas, so I think Meliodanis there was able to make it, whereas what is it? Tsukuyomi and Minamoto no Yoritomo. Is that right? Minamoto Yoshitsune, I think. Just a little bit out of the zone, so you have to be a little bit careful there. And the cooldowns on the Vishnu here isn't too scary, if I remember right. Yeah, he has an annoying heal, but it's honestly it isn't too bad in terms of damage. Of course, you know, you want to keep yourself safe, so try to stay in the quadrants in the corners, but yeah, you can see, yeah, okay, I guess that attack can hurt a lot. I think each line did about 10k in the worst scenario, and if you're up too close, you know, you can easily take many streams at once. I mean, that happens, and if you're like unfortunate to like overlap against him, then you're pretty much dead. So you have to be careful, but there is no death timer on this Vishnu at the very least. So as long as you're keeping yourself safe, you should be fine. However, don't forget that the spiky number on the drones mean that the zones will shrink, as you can see here. Yeah, so now it's shrunk into a region where maybe no block would be nice, but really you've been given an ample amount of time to take out these guys. So it's just, you know, Mixie's way of saying, hey, kind of taking a little bit long here. We're nice not to give Vishnu an explosion attack, but let's move it along. Alright, so we're at stage 5 now. It's a pretty long quest. As you can see, there is a zombie reviver dude on the very bottom, so getting rid of him would be really nice, since you don't want everybody to come back over and over. Again, the homing absorbers will be trying to destroy that precious drone of ours, which protects us from damage. I want to make sure that this goes smoothly, so I'm using Meliodas' strike shot to get some extra damage as he moves around, and worked pretty well him focusing on the weak point, as you can see with that electricity bolt, which means I got that clean hit off. But yeah, we've done a good job there, so now hopefully we can get rid of the zombie and the homing absorbers. Actually, we're pretty close from KOing Yashamyouou. Yes. But this should do it. And we're set. And if I remember correctly, the homing absorbers do run away along with the drone when you defeat the boss, which is nice. But again, you don't really want to keep him up for too long, since he will be destroying our precious drone. Alright, boss time. As you can, 32 turns, not too bad. Again, really do want to take out the homing absorbers. The Onis, of course, they're always bad news if you leave them up for their long cooldown, so making sure you clear them out in a quick and tidy manner is always important. But honestly, this isn't that bad of a quest. Now, of course, I am bringing 2 Transcendent Monster, but as you can see, Tsukuyomi Kai in this case, but you don't need the Kai version. Standard Tsukuyomi would be just as great. It is great to see those OG Impossible monsters still being a great, if not one of the better picks in this stage. Now, of course, I think you might be able to play around with Lucy here with her new Transcension. Let's see what else is on the list. Kanan is another great possible drop monster. If you finish the Kinki zone, Naraku looks like a viable choice here, but still seeing, you know, Tsukuyomi up there. I mean, she is a rank max luck character, so that means you know, even if it's not max luck in my case, since I'm a lazy bum, you can still use her as a solid DPS in this stage. DPS, is that the right word? I don't know. But anyways, here we go to the second boss stage. Now, as you can see, those mech birds are always there. They're a pain in the butt. They have some decent HP to deal with, so making sure you clear them out in a good manner is important. And of course, don't forget that Oni on the top right is a little bit difficult to get to if you're not in the right position. And you know, like I said earlier, it's an Oni. You need to take care of him before that top cooldown count hits 0. That's never good to see those from an Oni. I mean, it should be ingrained in your head now, right? Alright, so I think I'm a little concerned here since he still has about half of his HP, and we are 3 turns away from him doing bad stuff. So hopefully doing a bounce off of the boss into the corner, but no dice. And the bomb combo. Now here's one thing I like to see improved, is that the fact that the hits count always manages to like cover up a bunch of important detail. Somehow getting that health bar, you know, always visible would be nice. But there you go. Killed him with 2 turns to spare. That's great. Now we can focus our efforts on Yashamyouou. Again, keeping an eye on those defense up zone drone creators. When that spiky number hits 0, that zone shrinks, which means your safety also shrinks. Again, there are no hearts, so unless you're supplying the healing, which Tsukuyomi's strike shot will provide, you're at the mercy of killing everybody ASAP. Now, last stage, I was lucky enough to get superb positioning there with Minamoto Yoshitsune, so we were able to get rid of Vishnu right away. He'll do a bunch of healing, which is annoying as heck. So if you can position yourself somehow from the previous stage, that would be great. There is the homing absorb, not the homing absorb, the mech bird on the bottom in the previous stage, so you could nudge yourself in there such that you get a great position to take out Vishnu right away. But after that, the clearing, it's not too complicated. Again, the Onis are in the top corner, which does make it potentially annoying to reach, but hopefully you have some strike shots ready, which will allow you to clean up house, and why not? Let's use some strike shots. And, you know, bash, heal, great. And then Daki's poison at the end finishes off Kongouyashamyouou, aka Vajra. I shouldn't have tried to repronounce that. Vajrayaska. And there you go. That was the most recent Impossible. Now there was another high difficulty quest, the Gozetsu, featuring a Shiringala. Unfortunately, I died to that with a millimeter left on the bar for the first one, and that was enough to kill my motivation there. So unfortunately I don't have a video for that, but hopefully the next time it comes up I can upload that for you. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about this stage, and if you had felt any audio issues, please let me know. This is a brand new mic because of my last mic completely dying on me, so still playing around with the settings. But thank you for watching again, and until next time, bye bye.